everyone. Welcome to World of EdTech Wednesday. Today's session is Introduction to ChatGPT. My name is Maribel Martinez, your Secondary Integration Technology Specialist. Reminder for today's session, please remember to keep your mic muted, register through the PD system. We have included the link to the PD in the chat. Drop your questions in the chat and remember to use remote check-in PSJA Tech. On today's agenda, this session builds foundational understanding of ChatGPT for instruction with a focus on using the TEKS while creating or using AI to create resources. And we'll learn how ChatGPT can support lesson planning, scaffolding, and instructional clarity with our TEKS without replacing the teacher expertise. Understand how to access and navigate our the ChatGPT that the district just pushed out, which is ChatGPT 5.2 for teachers. We'll understand the importance of protecting student information, evaluate and combine AI tools to create an instructional tool stack, and design AI supported lessons, resources aligned to the TEKS. And like I said, the district has just pushed out ChatGPT for teachers. So if you subscribe to ChatGPT and you have an account with ChatGPT, like for myself, I was paying for it. So just a couple of days ago, I unsubscribed and I went ahead and installed the ChatGPT 5.2 for teachers. It still has some login things that we need to tweak, and it takes several steps to get into the ChatGPT 5.2 for teachers. And at the end, if we have a chance, I'll guide you through the steps. For now, you can use once we go live, you can get on ChatGPT, the regular online ChatGPT, but I will be working off the teacher ChatGPT. You will find that app within my applications portal. That's the way I always like to log in. And I'm going to put the link on the chat so that you can see what I mean. It's in here towards the middle. You'll see ChatGPT for teachers. And once you authenticate, once you go through all the proper authentication, you'll be able to log in from here like I do. So we can do that at the end. I'm sure we'll have time to do that. Okay. So let's see. Let's go back to my presentation. And this is what it looks like. Once you have installed it, you'll see ChatGPT for Teachers 5.2 up here at the top, and then the PSJ logo up here at the left-hand bottom side over here on the left. So with any AI tool, it's very important to keep our student information protected. When we combine tools like ChatGPT, other AI tools, we need to make sure that we follow FERPA. It's important to remember never to use student full names, student ID numbers, birth dates, addresses, 504 details, 504 IEP details, discipline records, anything like that. If you wouldn't feel comfortable putting that information on a website, it's a rule of thumb not to put these things in there as well. Okay. And how do we plan strategically? Think about your TEKS. If you're new to ChatGPT and you want to create resources with ChatGPT, it's good to prepare your TEKS before you start prompting. Remember that our standards find rigor, depth, and it creates student outcomes. Technology should support the standard, not replace the thinking embedded in it. If we start with ChatGPT instead of TEKS, we risk lowering the rigor or not having a document or a worksheet for our students that is not aligned to the TEKS. ChatGPT then becomes a planning accelerator, okay? Tool stacking. What is tool stacking? If you have heard of app smashing, it's the same thing, okay? Using ChatGPT and the tools within ChatGPT to create resources. Instead of having to log into 10 different tools, edtech tools, there are some tools within ChatGPT that you can already use. So ChatGPT becomes where you draft your TEKS-aligned lesson. Canva then you can use Canva to turn it into slides or visuals, a student worksheet, and from there, turn it into assessment. That information you get from your AI tool, turn it into a Google form for your students. And from there, you can even turn that Google form by further turning it into a game using Wayground. So that's app smashing. Okay, so the first simple prompt that we have, another website that I'm going to use today is TCMPC. So it's also on my apps, and you're probably familiar with it. It's this one right here, which has all our TEKS for your grade level for your content. And I'll be using some of the TEKS that are here today to do some prompting using ChatGPT. Okay. So let me see. Let me log into ChatGPT. Oh, I was already there. Okay, so that's what it looks like. This right here, my first step is to generate content with ChatGPT. The prompt is create a visually engaging one-page classroom poster aligned to 8th grade RLA TEKS. If you're on TCMPC, you can go ahead and get any TEKS that relates to your content to do something like this. Explaining how to analyze theme, include a student-friendly definition, 3 guiding questions for the story The Outsiders, a short example, and 3 sentence steps. Keep it clear and concise for a poster. You can even turn this into a worksheet, okay? So once I put this prompt into ChatGPT, I can also go to Canva to start creating. It'll guide me through different questions. Let me go ahead and go live so that you can see what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste that prompt here. So create a visually engaging one-page classroom poster. I'm using The Outsiders story. And this is an 8th grade TEKS 8.7a. I'm not going to use Canva yet because I want you to see how it's going to take me through different, it's going to start creating that, the outcome and start asking me questions to get it to the perfect point. Maybe I forgot to do something or it gets very creative on me. Okay, so let me go ahead and hit OK. So it's giving me the definition of theme. It has guiding questions for the outsiders. It has a short example and some sentence stems for my students. Okay, so this could be like an anchor chart for your students. And it gives that little hint right there for them to think about theme as not a topic, but a topic plus what the author says. That sounds good to me. Make sure you vet your information. Okay. So now, if you're okay with that, if that is what you need, you can click on the plus sign, and there are more apps within ChatGPT. You click on more, and as you can see here, there's Canva, there's Adobe Express. Canvas, don't get it confused with the actual Canva app, which generates resources. This is more like for coding. There's a study and learn option, and there's more apps here. The only two that I could find that I was familiar with are Canva and Adobe Express. So I just wanted to show you that, right? That it has all those apps. So right here, I'm going to go to Canva, and it's highlighted there. Now I'm going to say create the poster or theme. It might keep prompting me to get to the perfect outcome. And this outcome is rather long, so Canva might take a few minutes to generate that poster. Okay. So as you can see here, you can see the thinking here, and it's working. But like I said, it'll take a couple of minutes. But while it's doing that, I just wanted to mention some of the things that are here within the app. As you notice here down at the bottom, it says ChatGPT for teachers can make mistakes. OpenAI doesn't use PSJA ISD workspace data to train its models. Okay. Still keeping in mind those that student information that we shouldn't put into ChatGPT. Okay, so it created several things for me, and I can click on one of these, and if it's something that I can use, I'll go ahead and keep it. If you want to edit this, you can open it in Canva and then work on it from there. You may add your own, tweak it however you would like to, whatever you want to add, you can do that. If I close it out, I really like this one here, the black with yellow and blue. This would be more appealing for my students to put it up as an anchor chart, and it has the example from the story that I asked in the prompt. So it creates things like this. Okay, I can go even further, and now I want to create a worksheet for the same thing. I'm going to say using this same information, create a handout and an exemplar with answers, or exemplar teacher copy. Okay, any questions? Thank you, thank you. If you want to try it right now, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put the example, the prompt. I'm going to put it in the chat so that you can try it. I know it's an 8th grade standard. Let me go ahead and put a 6th grade I'm sorry, a high school standard, maybe English 2. I'm going to go to TCMPC. And I have English 1 here. I'm going to try, oh, yeah, English 1. It's vertically aligned, as you can see here. It has 7th grade, 8th grade, and then English 1. I'm going to use 6C. I'm just going to copy and paste it. I'm not going to type the entire thing. I'm going to start another chat just to keep it clear and not confuse it with that one. Oh, I'm sorry. It created the worksheet, right? And these look awesome as a handout for students. I really liked what it produced. And I don't see the exemplar for the teacher, like with the answers. So if you're missing something, you can always go back to the chat, tweak it, and get that outcome that you need. Okay, like I said, I'm going to start another chat. I'm going to copy those English 1 TEKS 6.6C, 1.6C, and I'm going to say create a worksheet for use the story, the necklace. I'm going to upload the story as well. Ooh, it's not that one. Okay. Focusing on plot. Okay. I could be more specific, but right now I really need to dive into the TEKS again. So for now, I'm just going to keep it simple. I like what I see. It has some very good questions. And then I can say provide a teacher copy with answers. And like I said, you can always go back and turn this into an assessment by copying and pasting to Google Forms. Any questions? Okay. So those are some of the things that you can use ChatGPT to create resources. Let me go back to TCMPC. I know some of you here are high school, and I showed a high school example. Ms. Rosalba Butanda, what grade level, Miss, do you teach? Maybe we can get some TEKS from TCMPC. You can turn on your mic so that we can maybe use an example for you.
I'm the computer lab manager.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry. And what would you like to see one of the TEKS from TCMPC? 5th grade, maybe?
5th grade, yes.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna go to RLA 5th grade. Let me go back. Okay, and this is TEKS grade 5. I'm gonna go to unit 2B, author's purpose. And I click on that, but I always like to go to the vertical alignment. So I can, and you know what? I'm not gonna create a resource. How about looking at the specificity of the TEKS? So when teaching, we want to make sure that we clear misconceptions with students. So I'm going to go to a TEKS that I can go ahead and break down. And maybe it's something that it's very difficult to teach. Let me see here. Okay. This is a readiness right here, 5.8B. Analyze the relationships and conflicts amongst the characters. Let me see, what is this? And you see the TEKS specificity here. So I'm going to copy and paste all of this. And I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, start a new chat. And I'm going to say, help me break down this TEKS and how I can teach this to my students. include, no, I'm just going to say that. Copy and paste. This is great for lesson internalization so that the teacher can see what they really need to focus on when applying this lesson. And I want to see my information in landscape. I want to see it like in columns to be easier to read. I'm going to say, put this on a table. In a table. Okay, it's still going. It's a lot of information. That can be a little overwhelming. It's a lot. So I'm going to say, put this on a table. With so now it's easier for me to read. And it gives me the skills that I need to teach, what they mean in a student-friendly manner, what the students must do, and how to teach it, okay? And you're the expert, you're the teacher, so you can tweak it however you would like to make it a better outcome for you. Make sure you vet it, and that is how you create resources using ChatGPT. Are there any questions?
I like the table view better. It was a lot easier to.
Right, the table is
Yeah.
a lot better. That's the way I can visually see it that way, because in the other format it's just like, you know, and you would, once you copy and paste to a document, it still becomes too much to read. And break it down, you know, the more you prompt it, the more you work with it, you'll get better outcomes.